Hey there, it's Ty Jones. Wanted to talk a little bit today about just what it takes to be successful in network marketing. And just to give you a number that I think will be crucial for you kind of thinking about, you wrap your head around about how many prospects you need to talk to, get your presentation in front of these people so people can make a decision whether they want to join you or not. And I think people just have a misconception of what it takes. And what I mean by that is somebody starts up in this industry and they probably have two or three people in their mind, in their mind already that are probably from the warm market, that if they could just get them going, they would just kill the business. They'd be set. They would never have to work again. First of all, that's false. Even if they got those people involved, let me tell you, it's going to take a lot more than that. So, and the odds are those people you're thinking of are not going to necessarily be the ones that just rock your business. You may get one of those people. Say you have 10 people in mind. One may take off with the business. A couple may, play around with it. A couple may take your product or service. Okay. But the number, just to give you the number in the industry, it's about 30% of the people that you talk to will actually, join your opportunity. Maybe, for us, I'm an AdvoCare, maybe that, 30% are just product users. But in some form or fashion, they will join what you're doing. Okay, whether it's take your product or service, or they may get involved with a business opportunity. It's only 30%. So that's what I always tell my team members. So if you go out there and you're only talking to one person a week, 4 people a month. I mean, you see where I'm going with this. You might get one of those people, possibly, maybe not, involved. So yes, you're not going to build a lot of momentum that way. And for some reason, people get into this and, they go talk to a few people and they think, oh man, I'm really working this business. But you're not. You're not. I mean, I'm not saying that if that's the way you're kind of doing the business, you probably, if you don't mind just playing around with something and maybe you earn a little bit of money, maybe not, go for it. But if you're really serious about this business, then it's going to take more work than that. And what I mean, it's going to take just really, again, going back to it. If you've seen my videos before, it's really just getting that presentation in front of a lot of people. But I want to talk real quickly too, just about what's your options with that. Let's just go through some of the things that I'm doing in my business now, in ways really you can build a business in network marketing, because I think a lot of people join this and their sponsors telling them, hey, let's just talk to everybody, and there's some truth to that. We did a lot of that, and that's how we had a lot of success early with AdvoCare, but is doing just that. So I'm a big fan of let's talk to everybody, but it can't just come from your warm market. Okay, have people had tremendous success with just talking to people they know in their lives? Sure, and I'd say there's a little bit of luck of the draw in that some of the people that you happen to present this with maybe got started and some of them just took off with the business. Okay, and there's going to be some people that I've seen this talk to hundreds of people and really build some business, but not to the extent they thought they would. So there's a lot of things going into this that just really it comes down to a numbers game. So how are you going to get the message out? So warm market, let's start with that, because I think it's crazy. I think you're crazy not to share your product or service with your friends and family and people in your life. First of all, you've got to trust a relationship with those people. Start with that relationship. You can use that relationship to get them to take a look at what you got. Whether it's yes or no is their answer, they should give you the respect of taking a look at what you got. You're going to build some momentum with that if done right. And I teach my guys how to do this, and there's definitely a way to do this, and there's a wrong way to do it. And sometimes saying a little bit less to those people that you're talking to in your warm market is actually the best way to go. I think a lot of people tend to start out very super excited. I know we were maybe a little over enthusiastic, and that's the way it comes across to your warm market, and you can almost say too much. And that sounds crazy if you're just starting, but you can almost say too much. So you got to be careful in how you present that. Be overzealous. And I've had other trainings, about that. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. But I would tell you that start with your warm market. That lets you practice on the people and get kind of going. Also, obviously, social media. We'll go through a few of these. I have social media with all social media, whether it's LinkedIn, of course, YouTube, even like this video, Facebook, Instagram, all the ones. So all those can be very effective. I have two or three of those that I really focus on. The others are a little bit a smaller part. But again, I always tell people you can only do so much with the time you have. So I try to focus on the things that work for me. And what I mean is not only am I having success with bringing people in my business from these particular avenues, but I'm also better at specific things, whereas I've got team members that are better at some other things than I am. Okay, let's go to number 3. Never a bad thing to, as far as working out with people with having group meetings and things like that. So if you're in a community and you network, if you don't have currently meetings set up now, there's probably somebody in your area with AdvoCare that does these, whether this is a business or a living room. That's a good way to get people that you're talking to just to another source where they can get third-party validation. I just want to touch on that because that is a part of the process. And if you have those, if you don't have those guys, you can always start yourself. I mean, I know a lot of distributors that have meetings in their living rooms, and they do it very successfully because there's a lot to be said about third-party credibility. And that means, by the way, whether you're recruiting someone on Facebook, they don't know you. I do this all the time. I always am going to give them a third-party credibility with a validation from a person that I'm working with this, on my team. One of my mentors, typically I'll have them on a phone call or Skype or whatever to tell them what they're doing. It's good for that person to hear it from somebody else just besides you. And especially if you're close to them, I think it's always fantastic to have that third party. So online, and I don't mean, by the way, I'm not talking about social media here. We use, I've got a funnel system and a capture page and those types of things, websites set up where people are actually I'm driving traffic to that capture page. They're signing up and for my be on my email list. I build my list that way, and I'm able to reach out to those people consistently. My list is several hundred now with different opportunities that I have. So a couple things that I'm doing, and those are people that are just watching to see what you're doing. Some may take them once or twice seeing you, or some may take 2 years seeing you do this. So never bad to have a list because I can touch that list every day. They can see my videos, they can hear my message, and at some point when they're ready or if they feel like I'm a good fit as a partner or the opportunity or both, most likely are a good fit, then they're going to partner with me. So that's a very great passive way to reach people daily in your business. So those are the main ways that I'm doing business. So I've got business coming in from different ways. And I think that's the key again because it just gives me more options than say I'm just depending on my warm market. Now, many of you know this. If you've been doing this for a minute, you probably exhaust a lot of people in your life that you know. I'm not saying that you've reached out and talked to every person from high school or college, but you probably have talked to a lot of people along the way that you know in your life. So then it goes back to being following up with some of the people that maybe told you no initially. Make sure they know what you're doing. And there's never wrong to go back and talk to those people again and just mention maybe they've changed their mind about where they're at. Maybe their situation, guys, has changed, whether it's financially at the house or whatever, where they've gone, you know what? I'm glad you kind of came back around, Ty. I've had this happen many times. Some things have changed in my life, and I really need an extra income. So I didn't forget about the person. They actually really appreciated that. So it doesn't mean you got to bug them every week, but you want to follow up over the course of, every month or two just to reach out. And of course, if they're following you on Facebook or whatever, they're probably seeing that you're still in the business because I still promote AdvoCare on obviously my Facebook page. And I also have a business page. People are going to see that. So some people are going to know what you're doing anyway. So those are some key points I want to tell you in different ways that you can do business. There's other things you can branch off from social media, like in Facebook or Facebook ads and things like that. I do some of that, but that's an extension again of social media. So I just want to do kind of a summary of today of the ways that I'm generating leads. And remember, having prospects to get my presentation in front of, where then I can have people join me in my opportunity and then partner up and team up and help them. So I will close with this. Again, love to help you. I've been doing this for almost 3 years with AdvoCare. I love the opportunity. And if you've already got your opportunity that you're a big part of, I'll tell you, reach out to me as well, and I'll put this on the page. I use an affiliate program called the Conversion Pros to market and build those websites and funnel pages and things like that, landing page that I utilize to bring people to me that actually reach out to me. I would be happy to share that with you. You could use it in whatever company that you represent or that you're promoting. So I appreciate your time. All my contact information is on this video. Please feel free to call, text me, whatever. If I miss you for some reason, I stay pretty busy, I'll get back to you. I talk to people every day, not only on my team, but people just reaching out to me. They're interested in what I have. So I appreciate your time today. I hope this video helps you in generating more leads and get people in front of your opportunity. So if you're asking yourself, why am I not getting some traction? Why am I not having success? Then you're probably not going through those steps of having enough people see your presentation. If you're new, let me just stress this. Use your sponsor. Use someone in the industry that can help you, that's been doing this longer, that can share that message probably a little bit more effectively for you. Two things will happen. You'll have people start joining your opportunity because of it. Number two, you'll learn so much from listening to your sponsor. Again, that's what I do for my team. So I hope this helps, and have a great afternoon, evening.